Alright, so in the bottom left-hand corner today of our map that is Cloud Kingdom, we have the coveted Terran, who is ForsakeNXE, and he's red. And in the top right-hand corner even, we have Deborah. Awesome! Deborah being a fantastic name for a Protoss player. She is one of these awesome, really cool people who will go ahead and just name herself Deborah. Like Steve names himself Steve, like Scott names himself Scott, Deborah is Deborah. Debbie, Deborah, who knows? Who freaking knows at all? Forsaken going and blocking himself in. Lovely center plate, and I must admire Forsaken has a nice little paw print right here. I think that's for getting the Mists of Pandaria. I think that's something to do, like pre-ordering Mists of Pandaria or something like that, or the special edition. I don't know. Right there. Of course, Deborah going and playing standard. Forsaken playing standard. Let's have a look at the map. For a while, I suppose, right now. Let's see, we've got these two delightful Xel'Naga towers. Ooh, fantastic. Of course, they kind of allow vision for more or less the entirety of the map, unless you take a huge route round. So they're very key Xel'Naga towers all across this map. It's also got a cool little dance floor in the middle of the map right here. That's useful. Indeed, and these rocks, of course, allowing for really easy force fielding and side storming and EMPing and all of that good stuff. It makes micro easy in the area. And oh, that SCV just saves the supply depot from the probe right there. Deborah's probe is going to have to go home hungry tonight in the desert, and her probe children will probably die, and that's just tough because she wasn't quite able to bring home a nice chunk of supply depot meat. I don't know what I'm on about. If you can figure it out, please send me an email. But right here we do have the Nexus coming and being dropped in by Deborah. So it's actually Gateway Nexus. Instead of getting her Cyber and then her Nexus, which I've seen people do before. It's a slightly less safe way of doing things, especially seeing as she hasn't been able to get a good feel for what Forsaken's doing because of his little supply depot trick there, where he blocked himself in with a half-built supply depot. But lovely command center here from Forsaken, going to be lifting down into the natural, and of course Forsaken knows his opponent is expanding, and all is fair to go ahead and do some expanding of his very own. Now Deborah, let's have a look at Deborah. Oh yeah. So we have the Cybernetics core coming up. She's nearly ready to go ahead and put down her warp gate research. Nearly ready. Nearly ready. Yeah, she's done it. There we go. Nice one, Deborah. Debbie. Deb's Deb. Oh yeah. Alright. So Forsaken actually slightly behind in his expand, and he's hiding two barracks right here as well, because this might say to Forsaken, this might say to Deborah that there's going to be a little bit of aggression on the way, and Deborah would be right. I mean, what I think has happened here is Forsaken might have seen this super duper early expand from Deborah, and he's going, alright, I'm going to go and push you, because I think there's a good chance I could take you down if I push you. Either that or that's not going to happen at all. That was just my thesis. And I'm not sure what a thesis is. Nevertheless, we have tech labs coming down these barracks right now. I don't know, I just kind of presumed that these were hidden. But there you go. Casting mistakes by me. Fantastic. Mule being called down. Delightful indeed. 2 mules at a time right now. Double SCV production. Very good stuff. So that's better worker production than Protoss can get, even with Chrono Boost. So he can feel happy. But then again, Protoss has 2 bases, so that is that. My goodness. What is going on here? What is going on? We have 5 gateways? No, 4 gateways building right now, and a robotics facility coming down from Deborah. So we're going to see like a mix, a very heavy mix of gateway units, mixed with a few robo. Most likely just obs, then probably going into Colossi. And oh, this Stalker's going to have a really bad day if Deborah's not careful. Deborah wants to be a bit careful here. Running away. Indeed, but Forsaken going and getting his upgrades at a fairly reasonable time, dropping down that command center. Bunker finished, he's going to feel fairly safe, and wow, Forsaken here Looking dangerous, looking dangerous. Going to be taking the Zelnaga, making sure there are no anything like pylons or anything like that around the place. And actually, wow, this Marine's going to just be heading up the ramp. Brave little soldier heading up the ramp, seeing what is going on. And wow, Deborah's natural here is well saturated indeed. We have, what's that, 23 workers on the natural mining with only, I don't know, like 15 workers on the main. So there we are. Like, Deborah hasn't actually quite got her saturations just right just there, but nevertheless she does in fact have immortals, and this guy has just done some sort of crazy marathon round her base, or we can presume that Deborah is a her anyway. So Forsaken getting his starport, gearing up towards that Terran play, getting reactor on the factory, going to be switching him over. Delightful indeed, good times had by all. And again, no real harassment coming down, nothing crazy from either player. I mean, Deborah actually got away with her uber fast expand. Nice scan there by Forsaken. We'll be seeing absolutely everything apart from... No, that is not a gateway or something. It is in fact a Twilight Council. So Forsaken seeing the Twilight Council as well. And now, really, it could be anyone's game as to what Deborah is going. As far as Forsaken is concerned, I mean, I don't know if Forsaken knows about the robotics. He doesn't, but more often than not, Terran players will presume that Protoss has got robotics facility first. And, I mean, that's a late Twilight Council for teching... to, like, I don't know, High Templar or DTs or anything. So I think Forsaken will have a fairly good idea that this is actually going to... Well, he definitely does now, seeing as Mr. Immortal does some scouting. Mr. Waddling around Mr. Immortal does some very clumsy scouting. And lets Forsaken pretty much know exactly what's going on. But yeah, as I say, that's a fairly late Twilight Council for teching directly up to High Templars. So, I don't know, Forsaken might have already known about the robotics. But here we go. If Deborah can catch Forsaken on the ramp, Forsaken is going to lose a ton of stuff here. Indeed, charges halfway down. I bet Deborah was wishing this attack would have taken place a little while later. Scan going in there by Forsaken and taking half his Marines in, trying to snipe the sentries, it seems. And actually, you know what? He's done a really good job of sniping the sentries there. As I'm not actually sure how much energy they've got left for force fields. I think Deborah just went and warped more in order to kind of allow her to effectively hold off. And, you know, Forsaken is going to want to do some damage here. Terran generally wants to do damage versus Protoss in the early to mid game. And Deborah, oh boy, is going to be coming out with this Master Force right here, and Forsaken is also going to be coming in with this drop. So this is going to be crazy. I think I saw this game on stream yesterday, so I think I know what's going to happen, but I don't want to say anything. Uh-oh, here we go, everyone. We are going to have some sort of crazy combat coming in here. Deborah is looking dangerous indeed. These Marines from Forsaken are going to want to be running away as fast as they can. I wonder if we're going to see a force field. We are indeed, but it doesn't quite cover the ramp perfectly. And oh, those force fields right there from Deborah are going to cost her a few Marine kills. And that is not good. But nevertheless, absolutely clearing up. Deborah right there is losing stuff in her base also. So 15 workers killed by Deborah, only 5 by Forsaken so far. And this game has just got radical, dude. Oh my goodness, I cannot believe I just said that. But that's absolutely fine. Sentries are going to be coming in here and just absolutely sitting in exactly the wrong place. They are going to get abused by these Marines. Using the Guardian Shield a little bit late, but Forsaken here is going to be just torturing his opponent. Probes have been pulled. You do not want to pull probes against a Terran army. That is like the last thing you want to happen. Zealots with charge there, going to be trying to clear up the Terran drop in the main, and this game is absolutely mental indeed. And oh my goodness me, these freaking Marines and Marauders are going to be trying to clear up as much as they possibly can, but they just can't. There are 3 Immortals here. That is a lot of firepower, especially against Marauders, and Marauders being armoured, Immortals with that bonus versus armoured, really good indeed. Meanwhile, we have this crazy fight happening with Dinge just microing around, and Dinge, Forsaken microing around even. And you have to really respect the fact right now that Forsaken is killing off his opponent's base whilst trying to micro his defense as well, but it hasn't gone all so well right now. And man, oh man, Forsaken is in trouble. Deborah has killed 51 workers. Dinge, why do I keep saying Dinge? Forsaken is down to 1 worker left, who is Where is that worker? Oh my goodness. I believe... Oh, that is him. That is Forsaken's sole worker remaining. And boy, oh boy, these Immortals are just going to be blasting everything away. Indeed, and this game is getting mental fast. These Marauders and Marines are going to get absolutely face raped so badly by Marines. And oh my goodness. Oh my goodness indeed. And Deborah looks like it's come out on top here. Going, oof. Nice. I don't know, Deborah almost definitely coming out on top. But Forsaken has a reasonable force here. He's got Marines, he's got Marauders. And this is enough to hold these 3 Stalkers. If the medvacs get behind him. Okay, so right, these 3 Stalkers are going to die. Forsaken now. Okay, guys, that's good. Stalkers are dead. I've got some sort of an economy growing. He doesn't have any more SCVs. He's simply relying on this mule production. And here we go. It is all down to this elite squad of Marines and SCVs and no, sorry, Marines and Marauders right here. And oh, is it going to be enough? Is it going to be enough to kill off Deborah's Immortals? Ah, it is. Yeah, it is. So there we go. That does in fact go down. But Deborah coming out right here and looking dangerous with her Stalkers and her Zealots. Plural. And oh boy, this is getting crazy quick. Forsaken needs to hold on to this game. Literally just holding on by the skin of his teeth. Deborah, man, is looking aggressive indeed. And oh boy. Oh man, this is not good. Forsaken's army was halfway across the map as that attack started by Deborah. And I think Forsaken might lose this command center. He has another SCV producing, luckily, otherwise he'd be left on 1 SCV. The army here from Forsaken is going to go for an attack, just going to go and see how much damage he can do, but there are charge lots and sentries here, and this is bad news indeed for Forsaken. And oh no, those force fields coming down are really quite nice. The 3rd force field just missing right there, and actually Deborah does Forsaken a little bit of a favour and force fields the Zealots out of the attack. But Forsaken coming in, doing the last little strands of damage that he can, hoping to pull back some sort of a lead here. But meanwhile, we have a very close base situation down in the bottom left-hand corner. 2 Stalkers being warped in. Is it going to be enough? I don't think so. These Marines and Marauders are in a fantastic position to deal with charge lots. No problem at all. But meanwhile, we have the main push coming up the ramp from Deborah. And is it going to be enough? I don't think so. Dinge has a lot of... Forsaken has a lot of Marines and Marauders. And just enough to combat the Zealots. That's a really sick looking kind of screeny there. Oh my goodness. Really cool indeed. Oh, good times. G freaking G indeed. So now is a special time because we are going to go and get into our live game. Oh, that live game indeed. So we're just going to have to, I don't know, sit back and relax while we get the live game kind of, you know,